Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Rugby TV. Nice to have you with us. Before the break, we were talking about Uni Mil and Villages. Of course, Uni Mil came out starting to make their name known on in Super League A. How much confidence, Jerome, will Uni Mil be drawing from this game? Because certainly they drew a lot of confidence from your bad prediction.
Yeah, obviously they will gain a lot of confidence from this, and I think it's still early days for them. I mean, they played 3 games, and like you said, it was their first home game. So still a lot of rugby to be played, but I think they've, after last week, what you said about them, they'll gain a lot of confidence.
Faisal, there's something that has to be said for community rugby, for clubs who have a team of players that bond with each other. They know each other's friends, they know each other's family, they've got the same people looking after them, people like Nolene, for example, at Uni Mil. That spirit is the spirit of club rugby. And when you hear people like Jerome making bad predictions, or people like me giving a barometer out there that says Uni Mil's going to be taking, well, I didn't say they're going to take a hiding, but I did say they were going to lose. That's what the barometer said. But the spirit of club rugby, the spirit of the players, it goes to show that club rugby has an amazing way to galvanize people.
No, definitely. I think that's the one thing, it's a love, for the game firstly, and secondly, love for your club, your community. And I think, again, it shows the consistency, it shows over time the bond, with that particular club and that's the thing that you can't take away, when it comes to community rugby, getting involved. Like I said, the fans and the people out there is what makes club rugby. And I think, in Western Province, we're very fortunate. The quality, the standard, the administrators, the coaches, the players, everybody. And I think, we're one big family. And, it's good, on the field, there's differences, but off the field, there's always a love, for your fellow administrators, players, everybody else. So
well, I think the flip side also applies, because after Jerome's bad prediction, the fact is Villages will be drawing strength from this, because Jerome, you said it was going to go in favor of Villages. Villages didn't win, and they will want to go out and say, but we're going to prove that Jerome was right. So there's a flip side to this coin.
Also positive.
They're positive.
Also positive.
They will draw strength from your.
No, and also what you were saying now about the clubs, JP, and what Faisal was talking about. I think like with Uni Mil, you can see I can identify players that's been there for 6-7 years.
Yeah.
They fight the battles with Ismail Dolly, the coach, and he's been there for quite a while. I think too many times the clubs, I don't know if they read newspapers or if they look at Eddie Jones has been fired and this guy's been fired, so now they just want to fire coaches left and right at clubs. It's a community club.
Yeah.
It's give the guy a chance. You can't after one season say, oh, the guy's bad. Look at what Ismail was doing. He was patient and he said, no, I'm not ready to go up to Super A. When he was ready to go up to Super A, he didn't turn back and look back.
Well, Ismail Dolly is the ultimate strategist as well. This is a guy that should not, if he ever gives up the rugby game, my advice is to go and play chess. It's a game for strategy. All right, let's take a look now. Second half, Uni Mil at home against Villages. Right, there we go, folks. Final comments then. Ends up, final result then. Uni Mil 37-28 over Villagers. Your final thoughts, Jerome?
Yeah, look, this game was so intense. I also saw the ref. I don't know if he tried to tackle, but he was on the floor there once. The guy ran over him. But yeah, 9 points in this game, so good results for Uni Mil.
All right, folks, then let's take a look now at the results that came in over the weekend. Of course, in Super League A then, Brackenfell 20 all against Hamilton's. Uni Mil 37-28 over Villagers. Hamlets went down to St. George's. And then SK Warmers with a 20-0 win over Hands and Hearts. Vineyards with a win over Kyla Moore. Young Peoples went down to Collegians 45-7. Primrose 31-45 lost to Franschhoek. And then CPUT with a win over Strand. And All Saints with a win over Lunga. Morningstar with a win over Albions. Eerste Rivier scored a 1-point win against Scottsdene. And then, of course, Peniel Villagers drawing with Masiphumelele over the weekend. Rangers 19-13 over Busy Bees. Blue Stars, well, they went down to Hamadias. And then Goodwood, well, they went down to Kraaifontein over the weekend. That was an interesting result. A lot of folks were saying that Goodwood was going to take this. That's their first loss for the weekend.
Yeah, look, I mean, they're top of the lock on the lock. So that's a good result for Kraaifontein. And I mean, I think that game was at Goodwood. Yeah. Not to get any points there. I think they.
So Faisal, what do you think made the difference there? I mean, Goodwood has been shining this year, top of the log, unbeaten. Kraaifontein said they were going to win this.
No, I think, also with Kraaifontein, from years, when you play against Kraaifontein, you always expect big forwards, solid pack, a little bit more, physical, taking up front and that there. And, I think, you're looking at Super League B, Super League C, you tend to spread the ball a lot of the teams and that. And you're coming against this heavy pack. I think, a lot of times, it's the team taking the ball up, having a little bit more structure, more composure, playing for 80 minutes. I think, that's where Kraaifontein has sort of the edge in terms of, in that league.
Well, I think that they had it figured out. Yeah, let's take a look at the other results then. In the Northern League, it was Blakes with a 22-15 win over Corries. Whistling Wheels 27-12 over Delphintmeal United. Went down to Strand United, and Gordons Bay Pioneers went down to Silurians. In the City League, Elsies Rivier with a 2-point win over Gardens. Big win there for Elsies Rivier. And then Violets 32-27 over Callies, while Silvertree scored a 25-22 win over Young Ideas. In the Southern League, it was a win for Retreat over NRFC, and then Peninsula 21-19 over Titans. And in the Paarl region, it was a top-of-the-log clash against Young Gardens and Young Standards, and Young Gardens taking the win there. Allendale went down to Simondia. Riverstones 35-10 over Violets Paarl, and then Lower Paarl 47-3 over Parel United. Right, folks, as you know, Decro Paints is on board with Cape Rugby TV, and we welcome on board Paints, of course, that, or Decro at least, brings paint to life. Here's a little DIY video for you. Right, folks, when we come back, we'll start wrapping our logs, results, and fixtures. We'll take a look at your world-famous barometer. Don't go away. Back in a sec.